From such seemingly lost causes can come great things sometimes.
He's not had too much to really feast on so far, as he yanked, of course. Darida just behind him, floating about.
Here's Robertson. As ever, boundless energy. Nudged off it by McGinn. Now Jakub Jankto, the Scottish fans thought there should have been a free kick, and swept goalwards by Schick and saved by Marshall, and boos ring around. Up from Jankto is highly optimistic.
Alleviates a bit of pressure, doesn't it? Really smart, instinctive save by David Marshall. As you were saying earlier on, Dave, about the choice in goal for Scotland that Steve Clarke had to make between himself and David Marshall. Craig Gordon opted for Marshall. Smart save there. He's looked composed so far.
I think one of the issues was he was dropped by Derby towards the end of the championship season. That torrid season for them. Conceded 16 goals in his last 8 games in which he did play, and at fault for several. Form was starting to desert him, but I think the feeling was Clarke would always remain loyal to the player who got them here, really.
I think as well, if we're judging or making a list of Derby players that didn't cover themselves in glory, that one is very, very long at this stage, isn't it, off the back of the season that they've just had. So maybe with this different group of players, maybe with the sheer vibrancy and positivity echoing around Hampden, it's a different situation for Marshall to take goal in.
David Prutton, formerly of Nottingham Forest, local rivals of Derby, once again winning friends in that particular rivalry.
They're attempting to be as impartial as possible, but you could smell it.
Vatslik, relatively untroubled so far. Now Tsofal. Good win there by McTominay. Here goes Robertson looking for Lyndon Dykes. Desperately close to that near post. Scotland come alive.
First real sign of the vibrancy that they can show going forward. It's a tough one, isn't it? The angle's always working against Lyndon Dykes to go with his right foot, looking to open his body up to get the ball back across goal. Great thing for the attacking players from Scotland's point of view, the likes of Christie and Dykes going forward. They know that when Robertson's in a position to cross, 9 times out of 10, that quality will be there. They can make the run, they can gamble. There's no need for hesitancy at all.
Bourgil with the throw. Just starting to warm up this game. Jankto. He did well to whip that in quickly, trying to pick out Patrick Schick. That cross got the thumbs up from the centre forward.
It's the Czech Republic responding in kind, isn't it, down their left-hand side. Grant Hanley had no other option but to dive across and cut out the ball that was going towards Schick.
Taken short by Yankto. A little bit of space now for the cross. Having got himself into such a good position, he overhits it.
I think the body language of Souček really did sum it up. He stood there with his hands on his hips as the ball just evades every single one of his teammates. Just a sign there, perhaps, that Scotland can't switch off when it comes to set pieces. The Czech Republic are going to mix it up, go short or go long. It's imperative that everybody's focused, everybody's switched on.
They work extremely hard at those set pieces. I know all teams do, but you see the end result on the pitch from the Czechs. Never hurts to mix up the angles and see if someone can find space. Here's O'Donnell. Lovely weaving run from Christie, and then O'Donnell got in his way. He was in a really good position there, Ryan Christie, and effectively tackled by his own player.
Just trying to understand what point O'Donnell's making to Christie with regard to him being in exactly the same place at the same time. Does a wonderful job for the Czech Republic, doesn't he, in blocking Christie's run.
It's 12 against 10 momentarily.
I think that's the point that Christie was making, because there's no real rhyme, no reason to O'Donnell being there, especially when Christie had the beating of two men.
Well, there have been encouraging moments so far for both sides. A little bit of joy for Scotland's wide men, and certainly joy from those set pieces for the Czech Republic. I think we knew this one would be tight. Both countries know just how important it is, with Croatia and England to come in whichever order. Win this and you would give yourself a real chance, the way that qualifying is likely to work. Oh, they got in each other's way, and good recovery there from Armstrong.
I think the great thing as well for these two sides in regards to the group, as you were just saying, Dave, if they do get through this first game, they then go into games against more fancied teams where the pressure will be on England and Croatia to get something, and maybe they can relax into those particular fixtures and be able to express themselves.
There's a clear message. All the players received a gift box from their captain with Scottish-themed goodies. And they were very impressed by it. In a sense of real pride, and a sense of just what they had achieved and what they could be about to achieve.
He's taken on the mantle of captain really well, hasn't he, Andy Robertson? And having had experience in dressing rooms, freebies always go down well with teammates and players alike.
The pictures were really good, actually, that the players put on social media of what they received. They were all different, really thought through. There was shortbread and haggis and whiskey and all the things you'd associate, of course, really high-class stuff. But I did laugh at one that had a can of lager in it, which I thought was a nice touch.
All for post-tournament, of course.
Of course. Forward by Cooper towards Dykes. Running the channels well, Lyndon Dykes.
He's both strong and a willing runner, isn't he, Lyndon Dykes? Liam Cooper knows that he can rely on his centre-forward to turn a possibly overhit ball into a better one.
Scored 6 in his last 8 games in the Championship for Queen's Park Rangers, and comes from a rugby league background. Lyndon Dykes played that as a youngster. I always think you can tell that when you see him charge into the channels. Here's Massapust. Caught late, but German referee allows things to continue.
Making out that he was caught. It's right on the end of his toe, isn't it? Scotland skipper just doing the other part of his job, coming back to helping out his defence.
Christie to chase. Vatslik has announced that he's going to leave Sevilla over the summer, off his line to gather. There's McTominay. It's a little bit too frenetic, this. That's no great surprise.
So an intense game, isn't it? Wonderful to watch, to be part of. Again, it's reciprocated this time on Robertson's toe. He goes down. You're right though, Dave, that point you made, the point that Andy Robertson was so clearly making to his teammates. Just calm yourselves down, lads. Plenty of time left in this game. It's the emphasis, it's the concentration on short, sharp passing, not letting the occasion. Easy for us to stand here and watch and soak it in and say, don't let the occasion get to you, because you feel emotional just watching this game, don't you?
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth. It can be very easy from the commentary box. Cleared by Bourgil.
You can stop and play there. It's okay.
Hear the Czech supporters in full voice, but going to be drowned out every time the Scotland fans want to drown them out. Massapust. There's Darida. Referee got in the way that time.
Really helped, didn't he, if anything, for Scotland? Upset the rhythm, the momentum of the Czech Republic attack.
That's so foul. Kral.
It's good pressing, really good by Scotland. We saw Andy Robertson talk about his teammates being calm, but they're very composed defensively as a unit at this moment. Allowing the Czech Republic the ball, but if one player gets on the half-turn and goes forward, the next pass that's received goes back, forcing the player back towards his own goal.
Here's McTominay.
Steve Clarke, yes, possibly would have wanted a few more attempts at goal in the opening 28-29 minutes, but without wanting to tempt fate for the Scottish, it's been so far so good. A very, very even game.
Here come the Czechs, though. Kral, it's good running from Massapust. Now Bourgil, just behind Yankto. It's flicked forward for Ceko. Looked like he might have been offside, but flag over on the far side stayed down. Suddenly a threat here from the Czechs, but grabbed at the second attempt by Marshall.
I'll just take a minute as well, won't he, Marshall, just to gather his thoughts. This was a few moments ago, Ceko finding himself on his own in the centre of the Scottish 18-yard box. Timed his run right. I always found the great irony with how well he's done in the Premier League. He's such a huge presence, quite literally. I don't know how he manages to ghost into the 18-yard box without being picked up. You'd have thought your eyes had been trained towards him to make sure that he doesn't get that time and space inside your box.
Here's O'Donnell. Now McTominay. Half an hour played, and it's that one clawed save by David Marshall. Scotland yet to have an attempt on target. That sort of game, but then again, I think it's the sort of game that many were predicting. To dart in behind and to kick the perfect pass from Robertson. Good save, Batsley, but hard and low across the keeper, and he might have scored here.
Absolutely right, David. It was a glorious opportunity. He looks to try and bend it almost free kick-like above and beyond the goalkeeper. Ends up being a very straightforward save for Batsley because it is straight at him.
Robertson for McGinn, caught that beautifully. Here's Yankto trying to lead the counter-attacking charge, and Grant Hanley did so well to get back. McGinn is still arguing, but his effort was blocked by a hand at the other end.
It's a wonderful sweeping move that got Robertson in to force the corner. Another go at that, another chance to take it on again. It would be hard and low across the goal. I think with the subsequent corner as well, bounced into John McGinn. It looks like a tough proposition from the set piece. Then you realise it's landing at the feet of John McGinn, who's got an absolute wand of a left foot.
Yeah, it looked to miss it, but it was perfectly done by Robertson. Marco Fritz confident that there was no arm or deliberate use of the arm involved anyway. Callas. Robertson again, full of running here. Players in the middle this time, and crucial header from Callas. Scotland warming to their task. McTominay. Callas again with the defensive header. Hanley overcommitted there, now Schick. Here's Kral, won it fairly, shoulder to shoulder. Referee had a good view of that.
It's a recurring theme, isn't it? Shoulder to shoulder, one player goes down. It's definitely not a foul, it's just a show of strength. It's the first time we've seen Schick in a long time, though, isn't it? Such has been the relative dominance of Scotland in recent minutes. Another good move down the left-hand side, another late run into the box. Armstrong looking to get on the end of it, but well defended by the Czechs.
McGinn.
Ball in, isn't it, that's bouncing for McGinn. Every right to ask the question, of course. You get screamed at for the referee to look at anything that resembles the ball going near the hand of Masopust there, but we've an extremely harsh one to have given against the Czech.
Well, the arm couldn't have been tighter to the side, could it?
It almost looked like a piece of closing down done very mindfully, almost split second working through the minutiae of what goes into a penalty being awarded, and I suppose came out arms by his side, locked in.
Here's Kral. 10 minutes to go in what's been an absorbing first half so far. One that's been full of emotion as well. Yankto had lost sight of that momentarily. Look at some of these Scotland players. You see Jack Hendry and think what an extraordinary journey he's been on. Just 27 appearances for Celtic, on loan at Ostend. And starting the first game of the Euro, Grant Hanley only returning to the squad in March after 3 years out. Both now defensive rocks for Steve Clarke.
I think as well, it's an immensely likeable set of players, isn't it? Every single one, as you say, they've got their own story to tell, their own journey, no matter how meandering it is to get to this stage in their careers. They've come together, and like anything, not just in football but in life, the timing essence of it, the alchemy that can be created when you get the right personalities together.
Yankto. Just tried that feather touch there, Schick for Souček. Didn't work that time, but that... feeling that they need a lift. The Tartan Army on their feet.
I just feel like everybody's playing their part, doesn't it? The players came to the fore when the whistle went. That's ebbed and flowed over the course of the first 40 minutes. The fans, as you say, Dave, just coming into it to nudge them towards half-time.
There's Borgil. Schick. Souček. Need to be careful with Patrick Schick. He's got incredibly quick feet, and Cooper did his job that time. Failed badly in his time at Roma and somewhat rejuvenated at Bayer Leverkusen. No doubting his class. Again, it's Yankto and Darida. Swinger just evaded everyone. That was another curious set piece, another sign that they missed Dochkal. We're going to have another chance.
It seems like such an obvious thing, doesn't it? But when you've got someone who is nailed on for your set pieces suddenly out of the equation, you kind of upset the balance of the attack. Something that's not quite nailed down yet from either side of the pitch, the Czechs.
Two players tumbled. Referee isn't interested and swept back in by Darida. Now Jakub Jankto. Good sustained pressure now, this from the Czech Republic.
Now it's important the leaders, Steve Clarke's generals on the pitch, get them towards half-time with this scoreline intact. Just 5 minutes away from a 15-minute break and a reassessment of what they want to do in the second half.
Stroked in by Yankto, just feather of a touch from Hanley. Here's Darida, now so foul, so many options in the middle! Heartbreaker for Scotland! Patrick Schick with the goal! And the Czech Republic have the advantage just before half-time.
They'll be absolutely kicking themselves, the Scottish players. They are so close to getting towards the interval to be able to regroup. It was corner after corner, wasn't it, that wasn't dealt with. Once again, the pressure came back in. There's nowhere near a Scottish line pushing out. They're in no man's land, really. They've not dropped, they've not pushed out towards the edge of the 18-yard box, but when the ball comes back in, Schick, it's a wonderful header, towering above two Scotland defenders in Grant Hanley, and it's Cooper that's coming to the rescue almost to get him out of trouble. Just past the despairing fingers of David Marshall into that bottom corner. We've not seen much of Schick over the course of the first 40 minutes of the game, but that is the most important touch so far from a Czech player.
International goal number 12. Rarely scored a more important one. It's the bonus, I suppose, of having a player of that class up front. Even if he's barely involved, he knows what to do in those positions. Perfectly placed header. Now Scotland looking to respond. Here's O'Donnell. Christie did well. Dykes rather mistimed his jump. They mustn't panic here, Scotland.
Keeping a cool, calm head, isn't it? The fans are roaring them on once again. There's a big roar when the Czech Republic were celebrating. It was a bigger roar from the home fans, of course, due to the sheer volume of numbers inside Hampden, but their players know exactly what the fans think about it. They'll be kicking themselves, as I said at the time, Scotland. Second and third phase play of defending a set piece. Maybe you're looking at the Scottish defence not pushing out because there wasn't pressure on the initial ball that Darida had to his feet. But after that, very rudimentary ball into the box and a powerful header by Schick that should have been dealt with.
Robertson. And Steve Clarke emphasised before the game that we'll leave it to the fans to get excited. We have to keep cool heads, and that statement never truer than now. This is a Czech side that's exceptional on the counter, and if Scotland get carried away trying to find a route back into this, they will pay the price. Looks like there'll be a minute added on at the end of this first half. Time maybe for something special from the Scots, but not like that.
They just need to make sure they don't lose sight of where their joys come from, mainly down the left-hand side, mainly with Robertson, but every time the ball's gone up to Lyndon Dykes, more often than not, he's won the first header, he's got the first contact on the ball that's been put forward. He just needs a better choice of run from the players around him, like Christie.
Hanley nearly got himself in trouble there. There's Cooper. Starting run there from Ryan Christie. Done well to keep going, just beyond Dykes. Yankto did well to react, but then terrific charge from McTominay that was halted. And still, Scotland push.
Einfach in seinen Gegenspieler rein. Möglichkeit noch einmal zum Schuss. Sache relativ leicht.
उस नंबर पर जल्दी से मैसेज करें.
Marschiert wären.
Ja, sie haben es probiert, die ersten 10 Minuten. Nachher dann ist es auch ein taktisches Mittel, sich mal ein bisschen fallen lassen. Mal schauen, dass das tschechische Spiel machen, ein bisschen
Extremely competitive. Offside against Patrick Schick. Was it wrong? So isn't it? Two players who know each other well.
Just take a look at this. He came flying in and he thought there was contact.
He had great momentum, didn't he? Can't really see how on earth that could be anything other than just a coming together. Ozil, the man that's stopping him in his tracks, but McTominay's gone thundering into the box, hasn't he? He's always going to get a huge roar.
Did go after the Czech Republic early on, didn't they?
Well, forward as you possibly can, and that was exactly the position he found himself in there. And I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 corners in the space of, in the first 15 odd minutes or something. You can just see further forward, gets in. He's got to say it's a great block from defender. Otherwise, the goalkeeper has to make a change.
And you can just hear what it did to the crowd, even though there's only, 17,000 or thereabouts in the stadium.
13,000 today, that's all they could get in. But yeah, you're right. This is what we've been waiting for. And I've got to say, there was a couple of opportunities where this is McGinn working back. He looks as though he gets the foul, doesn't get the foul. It's a great ball in. And again, Schick with a shot on target.
Stop.
David Marshall with a really, really good save. That was one of the positions where I think Stevie Clarke was maybe wondering he could have played Craig Gordon, but that's exactly why he's the #1 for Scotland.
Another thing you did flag for us before the game today, Alan, how important it is for Robertson to get down the left and don't think, just whip it in. He's one of the best. Here we go.
Yeah, no touches. Listen, as soon as he gets the ball in an area like that, he has to know Dykes, and Christie has to know, who really hasn't been in the game, Andy Robertson's not going to take a touch. He's going to throw this into the area where I need to make a run. And to be fair, I think he's done really well, Robertson, because he's been on his own down the left-hand side, obviously with Kieran Tierney not available. But we kept going.
And a big chance.
Oh, it's a big chance. Even when it comes to Andy Robertson, I'm thinking, perfect. I'm delighted with that. I think he wants to put this low and hard, and I think he mishits it a little bit. I really do. There's no way he's going just straight down the goalkeeper's throat. I think he tries to go to the goalie's right and just doesn't quite get it in the right place.
McGinn pulling away.
Can't be a pen for me, I'm sorry. I want a penalty. Czech Republic would also have claimed it. Watch this. His arm's right by his side. I mean, it's not in a position where you can't think it's not normal. And then the pressure was really on us here. I thought we defended relatively well, but look who's in the run. Nobody takes a runner.
Space.
A beautiful ball into the box.
Great header. You'd have been proud of that one yourself.
Well, yeah, because he peels off of the defender originally, and then you probably can't see him, but that's him on the deck there, Patrick Schick. So he gets himself up, repositions himself, waits for the runner, then he peels away, then he goes in between both defenders. Can't defend it. The header's a beauty, and this time David Marshall could do nothing about it. That is a really, really good international. That's exactly what we expect in the Euros.
Scotland did their best to lift themselves and the crowd in the run-up to half-time. Ryan Christie's been too quiet for me. We know what a crafty footballer he is, but few real touches.
Yeah, exactly.
And McTominay trying to buy a penalty here, Alan.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it was. I think you're right, Paul. I think he tries to buy a pen. I mean, he'll say that the defender blocked him. Now, he's got nowhere to go, the defender, and certainly has used his frame to stop McTominay going any further, but you ain't getting a pen for that, unfortunately, for Scotland. And unfortunately, that was as close as we got, really.
They are a physical outfit, the Czech Republic, if they need to be. We know that about them, certainly. And in fairness to them, for all Scotland's fire and fury, they have had 5 corners, and we've seen already what a threat they are in the air. And actually, that was flagged up to our viewers on Mola by Alan McAnally today. Don't give this Czech Republic side the chance to put the ball in the box in the air, either via a corner or by the cross, which has led to the goal. You know what you're talking about. Aldo,
Ya, kita bisa lihat kedua tim bermain dengan cukup berbahaya dari umpan silang dan juga permainan dari sayap. Kita bisa lihat gol satu-satu yang tercetak di babak pertama oleh Ceko juga tercipta melalui umpan di kanan di mana tidak ada yang menjaga pemain yang berlari, dan juga akhirnya Patrick Schick berhasil mencetak gol yang sangat baik ke dalam gawang.
Thank you, Aldo. Just to reinforce the positives from Scotland's perspective, Andy Robertson down the left. Does Steve Clarke now say to him, keep doing this?
Yeah, absolutely, and keep getting forward. Remember, he's playing as the wing back, which is not his normal position, to be fair, but I think he's happier, obviously, with Tierney behind him, because the two of them are so good and they're on the same wavelength. So he's a captain today. He's played a captain's part. He just said to him, calm down, take it easy. That was about 25 minutes or so, and this is, I mean, he'll be kicking himself here. I mean, even just to maybe put his laces through it, you know, rather than try and hit it with the side of your foot, drill it a bit harder.
You were a top player, I was a rubbish player, but I just wondered whether he thought about that a bit too much.
Yeah, see, you were a top player.
No, I wasn't, I was rubbish.
But yeah, maybe, and as the ball's coming to him, you know, I genuinely think he thought, I'll put it low and down. I think the ball comes up, still hits the target, the goalkeeper makes a save. But of all the people I wanted to drop to, I'd be quite happy with Andy, you know, in that position again.
And next time.
And maybe the next time just